Hello and welcome to Sportsweek. I'm Harry Jones, here with all the latest coverage from around Hampshire. Eastleigh manager Ben Strevens left the club by mutual consent last Wednesday after a dire start to 2022 for his side. Jack Charlton was at the Silver Lake Stadium on Saturday to investigate the situation and to see how new interim boss Jason Bristow got on in his first game in charge.
FC manager Ben Strevens was given his marching orders after a poor run of form. The former Spitfires coach guided the club into the National League playoffs in his first season and was in the Silver Lake dugout for over 3 years. The National League side had ambitions of reaching the playoffs again, but 5 consecutive losses in all competitions has damaged their hopes of achieving this, and now the club just sit 5 points above the relegation places. The club released a statement on their social media in the week addressing the managerial position at the club, which states, Eastleigh Football Club can today confirm the departure of first-team manager Ben Strevens, who leaves the club by mutual consent with immediate effect. Jason Bristow will now be placed in interim charge with immediate effect. Strevens had a great relationship with everyone at the club, fans, players and staff.
Strevs gave me my first professional contract, so I'll always be thankful to him for that. He was a great guy on and off the pitch. He was a good manager, good coach, and he taught me a lot.
The Spitfires took on Chesterfield last time out and gave a great account of themselves versus a side who were pushing for promotion. A large proportion of the Spitfires' chances came from set pieces, but they showed limited goal threat. And it was a late wonder strike from Curtis Weston that stole the points for the Spirelites.
We create enough chances to win it, possibly not, but you know that wasn't. It was about staying in the game, making sure we were hard to beat, and we were hard to beat. And it's taken an absolute worldie to beat us at the death today. So.
Some of the names that have been linked with the vacant manager position are current interim boss Jason Bristow on a permanent basis, and Weymouth manager Brian Stock has also been linked with the job. On Saturday, Jason Bristow's Eastleigh side fell short to Chesterfield here at Silver Lake Stadium in front of the BT Sport cameras. The club have begun their search for a successor to Ben Strevens and hope the replacement can steer the Spitfires up the table. Jack Charlton, Winchester News Online.
The Basingstoke Bison were in home action on Saturday as they welcomed the Sheffield Steel Dogs to the Planet Ice Silverdome Arena. Our reporter Kurt Hill was there.
The Basingstoke Bison hosted the Sheffield Steel Dogs in a game between Hampshire and Yorkshire. The Bison had been on a poor run of form, getting 2 wins from 6 games, and it looked like it was going to be more of the same after the Steel Dogs opened the scoring through Bradley Doxley. The Bison responded and created a fair few chances, but it looked like there was no beating the Steel Dogs keeper. Lee Bonner scored the second goal for the Steel Dogs through a 1-on-1, leaving the Bison with a mountain to climb. It looked like they were in for a rough evening. Callum Wilson put in one of the performances of the night and got the Bison back into the game with a late goal in the final period. Ashley Tate also got on the Bison score sheet. But it was too little too late as the 2 Bison goals were responded by 2 Sheffield goals. Matthew Bissonette capitalising on the Bison's attempt at a grandstand finish which left their net wide open for an easy goal. Another disappointing performance leaves the Bison 7th out of 9th in the league, hovering precariously above the bottom. Fans have the right to be howling.
I think the last 20 minutes was where we need to be. I think we need to put a full performance into that 60 of the last 20. I think we are struggling at the moment where we're going against teams that are further up the table and we're far more competitive, and then when it seems to come down we seem to almost take our foot off the gas.
Basingstoke Town's search for their first league victory of 2022 continued on Saturday as Dan Brownlee's side hosted bottom of the league Staines Town at the Winkleberry. Our correspondent Jude Richards was at the game.
Basingstoke Town face an underpass Staines Town side, who sit bottom of the table. Despite Staines' poor defensive season, Basingstoke had limited chances in a very frantic first half. Midway through the second period, Dan Brownlee's side finally broke the deadlock, as Robert Sheridan rose highest to meet a fantastic delivery from the corner in 66 minutes. This was quickly followed by substitute McCoy Palmer's dancing run into the box. A clumsy challenge, earning Basingstoke a penalty. The penalty was coolly converted by Stephen Brown, who calmly sent the keeper the wrong way. The floodgates are finally open for the home side, as on 73 minutes, George Reed capitalised on a poor goalkeeping error by Bonnet, executing a delicate lob which fell kindly for Connor Lynch to lash in. Lynch would then add to his tally as Basingstoke broke away on the counter-attack. Wilson latched onto a fine ball over the top by Sheridan, who rolled the ball across to Lynch, who would get his 20th goal of what has been a fantastic season for the forward. Debut goalkeeper Miles Baumann, who was signed a day prior to kick-off, was pulled into action in the final minutes of the game, producing a fantastic double save to keep a well-deserved clean sheet. Full time at the Winkelberry, Basingstoke 4, Stainstown 0.
You can get a little bit nervous and a little bit edging on anxiety in terms of always wanting that first goal. But credit to the boys, they remain patient. We got that opener, and from there we played really well and saw out the game professionally.
A massive 4-0 win for Basingstoke Town this afternoon. Next up, they face South Park as they look to close the gap on Marlow, who sit in 5th. Drew Richards, Winchester News Online.
And now we go to Harry Turberfield, who rounds up the rest of the action in the region from the past week.
In the Hampshire Football Premier League this week, Moneyfield Reserves beat Clanfield 4-2 to go top of the league, whilst Chamberlain Athletic, Liss Athletic and Lyndhurst all dropped points and remain in the bottom 3. Coldham Common versus Upham was one for the neutrals, with Upham winning on penalties after the game finished 2-2 in normal time. The Hampshire Rugby League saw some entertaining clashes too, with Portsmouth second securing a 15-14 win over Fareham Heathens, which sees them climb to 8th in the table, whilst United Services Portsmouth remained at the top of the league after a 25-21 win against Totonian seconds.
That's all the sports coverage we've got for today. Thanks for watching. See you next time.